Yeah, so as we all know that what is a use case of a site-to-site VPN connection? So actually we all know that a site-to-site VPN connection helps us to send encrypted traffic from one network to a different network by using internet as a medium. So it falls under the facility of hybrid networking. And I have also established hybrid networking between our Azure cloud and our AWS cloud by using site-to-site VPN connections. Now, for this purpose, my Azure Virtual Network with I have my Azure Virtual Network with address space of 10.40.0.0 and with slash 16 address space. Now, though actually we can take any other address name like slash 27 or but because I just as in general form I took slash 16 as my address space. So I have my Azure virtual machine residing in that virtual network. Also, I have created a virtual private network gateway or a VPN gateway. We know that a VPN gateway is actually needed to facilitate the encrypted traffic to flow from your network to any other virtual network. Now, as we all know that our virtual private gateway or a VPN gateway acts as an gateway just like in our home also. Like in our home, we have our gateway, and once any person is permitted to enter into our gateway, then um, he can get into our premise. The same applies to with a virtual private gateway also. So if anything is allowed to went to a VPN gateway, then it can get into our virtual network if it has required permissions. So by this what we have got is that our virtual machine which is residing in a virtual network in Azure through an encrypted IPsec tunnel and a site-to-site VPN connection can contact to the EC2 instance residing in a VPC of AWS cloud. And the address space for my AWS cloud is 172.0.0/16. And on AWS side also I have configured a, a, a virtual gateway. Now let us see for the configurations of our both clouds. So let us first see our configuration in Azure cloud. So for that, let me sign in to my Azure portal. So first thing, let us explore that how our virtual network is being configured. So this is my virtual network, which is named as VPN demo, and as you can see, the address space of my virtual network it is 10.40.0.0 as mentioned in the diagram. Also, so as you can see, the associated resources in the virtual network. So you can see there is a virtual network gateway whose name is VPN Central India, and this is the network interface of my virtual machines that I have created. Now, in case of subnets, as we know that our network gateway needs to reside in a separate subnet. So as you can see, the gateway subnet IP address that I have given is 10.40.254.0/24. So this is my separate gateway subnet, and in this particular subnet my virtual network is residing. And there is a sub 1 which is a separate subnet in which my virtual machine of uh, is residing, right? And the security group associated with that is known as AWS. So now let me show that how actually I have configured my virtual private or my VPN gateway. So for the creation of a tunnel, so for creation of an encrypted tunnel, what we have to do is we firstly have to create a gateways on both sides of our network. So both on Azure side as well as AWS side, we have to create a gateway. Now to acquaint our network with the counterpart. That means if I want to familiarize my Azure cloud, my Azure virtual network, that okay, out of many virtual VPN devices or VPN gateways available over the internet, to which specific gateway I have to send traffic to. So for that, we have to create a local network gateway in case of Azure. So as you can see in the portal also, if I show my VPN gateway to you, so let me head to my VPN gateway. VPN. Maybe the portal is taking a little bit time. So I am into my virtual private network gateway, as you can see. So this is this queue of my virtual private gateway. So it gives me limited connections. So I can have 30 tunnels, and that's a very pretty large number, as you can see. So because I have mentioned, and we all know that VPN, a site-to-site VPN, uses internet for transferring the data, but the data is transferred into a tunnel and in an encrypted manner. And because it involves internet, that is why it is having a public IP address. And the VPN gateway IP address is 20.219 in Azure side. Now, as you can see, the total ingress and egress, that means the traffic which is getting into my virtual network gateway, as you can see, it is less than 7 MB because I haven't sent very much traffic over here. And the traffic going out is, as you can see, it is in KBs. Now if I show you the connections, so I have my connection 1. As you can see, the type is site to site VPN, and in that connection 1 you can see the what is the data which is getting inside through this tunnel and what is the data going out of this tunnel. And as I was mentioning, that you need to acquaint your network that okay, out of many virtual networks VPN devices available, to which particular VPN device you have to send your traffic to. So as you can see, so this is local network gateway, and the configuration of my local network gateway is nothing but the configuration of my VPN gateway of Azure side. So the IP address my AWS gateway is having the subnet range to which my AWS gateway is attached to. All of these configurations I have given in my local network gateway. So as you can see, its IP address is 35.154.68 and .193, and the address space associated is 172.0.0/16, which is the same address space as of my AWS VPC. So let me show you my AWS configuration also. So let me firstly begin with my virtual private gateway in the AWS side. So I am right now in my AWS console. As you can see, this is my VPN gateway. As you can see, now let me show you the IP address of this VPN gateway. Right. So let me show you that. So for that, let me head to my site-to-site VPN connections. Let me cross that. Yeah. So here, as you can see, that this is the IP. So as you can see, it has the IP address of my Azure side, which is 10.40.0.0, and you can see its IP address also, which is 172. So I have given all of these options. So if you want to know that how I configure all this, so I have downloaded my VPN configuration file from my AWS website. So as you can see, this is my VPN configuration file from AWS, and in this file I have got my IP address range and the pre-shared key. As you can see, the pre-shared key at the bottom. So with that pre-shared key, only the device which is having that pre-shared key can decrypt the encrypted traffic which is flowing out, right? So in AWS side, what I have created a virtual private gateway. As you can see, this is my virtual private gateway and a customer gateway. Now this customer gateway is having the information of my Azure side. As you can see, 20.219.35.17 is the IP address of my VPN gateway in Azure, right? So let me show you that to you. As you can see, its IP address is 20.219.35.17. So I have put this IP address on the customer gateway so that AWS can know that okay, to which VPN gateway I have to send my traffic. Now this was the configuration part. Now let me quickly jump over to the demo part. So this is my Azure Virtual Machine. So as you can see, its public IP address is 52.172.225.53. Now the reason why I am having a public IP address for this virtual machine is because let me show you that to you also that my so that I can RDP into my Azure Virtual Machine. Now only configuring a site-to-site VPN is not enough for you to create um, a VPN. So you also have to configure your network security groups, and you also have to configure your route tables both on your AWS side as well as your Azure side so that you can eventually contact the EC2 and VM virtual machines to contact to each other. So as you can see, the public IP address of my Windows VM in Azure side is this, and I have RDP into this. Now I have configured appropriate routes and appropriate virtual private gateways. So if I try to log in to my AWS EC2 instance using its private IP address. So let me also show you that my AWS side is not having any, my AWS EC2 instance is not having any public IP address. So as you can see, the public IP address for my EC2 instance, so this is my AWS console, and does not have any public IP address. And because it does not have any public IP address, only the addresses which can contact to its network can able to RDP into that. And also, if I show you the security groups for that, so as you can see, RDP is only available from two sides. The very first is my IP address, which is 49, and the second one is from Azure side, which and use 10.40. As you can see, the 10.40 address range is of my Azure. If I show you the route tables for this, then the route table of this is that it will be the next hop will be my mm, virtual private gateway. So let me show you that. So I will search for remote desktop connection, and then by the private IP address of my EC2 instance. So I am right now in my Azure virtual machine, and this is the private IP address of my EC2 instance. And if I hit on connect, it will ask me for the username and password. So I already have my username into it. So for password, I have to copy the password that I got from AWS console. So this is the password that I got from AWS console. Let me put that password. So this is my, so as you can see, this 172 part is my actually EC2 instance. And the proof of it is that you can see that it has my EC2 feedback, EC2 Microsoft, and if I search for IP configurations, then I will able to watch the default DNS configurations for EC2. So if I do ipconfig slash all, then as you can see, so for 172 remote desktop connection, which is as you can see, I have my connection specified as AP South computer internal. As you know that this is for AWS. You can see it is AWS networking device. The address space is of my virtual private network. So this is my AWS remote desktop connection, and I was able to successfully create RDP into it by using my um, actually Azure. So as you can see, my side-to-side VPN connection was able to complete. But if I try to RDP into AWS by using my own laptop, then I can't do that because I have that network security groups which does not allow that. This only allows RDP into by using the Azure side, right? So I'll be uploading a step-by-step guide that how I did that by in GitHub. So in GitHub you can follow along that how actually I created all of these things, right? Thank you so much.